Good afternoon, everyone. In the today's class of mechatronics, we'd like to deal with applications of hydraulics and pneumatic systems and different types of fluids that are being utilized for its pressurization conditions. In the case of hydraulics, that will be utilized for the commencement of the different kinds of working systems. Either it may be of open loop type of systems or closed loop type of systems. We'll be learning in detail based upon different kinds of fluids and the normal containing of liquid that is abundantly available in our earth, that is water, and different types of viscous fluids. So the impartation of viscosity and at different levels, identification of that particular fluids, and the comparison between the hydraulics and pneumatic systems in the present and present existing differences in the case of different systems and futuristic applications as well. Initially, moving on within an industry, we are realizing there are three methods of transmitting power from one point to the another point. As you have been seen past from few classes that a mechanical transmission has been utilized for shifting or transmitting the power by activating the lever at the DCV for allowing the pressurized fluid for the activation of different actuators or end effectors. And in the mechanical transmission, we'll be utilizing different shafts, gears, chains, belt drives, rope drive systems, etc. for transmitting the power from the base system to the destination systems. Coming to the point of electrical transmissions, we'll be utilizing nominally the wires, transformers, and some of the electrical circuits as a base utilized for transmitting the different means of electrical transmissions. Coming to the fluid power, it is nothing but utilization of different liquids or these gaseous in the form of an confined space. In this class, we shall discuss regarding the structure of hydraulic systems and pneumatic systems in detail in the application point of view. Monitoring with respect to the diagram, indeed to lift the vehicle to a particular elevation levels, the hydraulic system is utilized. Generally, we'll be seeing this in our working stations. The working stations are nothing but the maintenance required for the vehicles or general service will be observing in the workstations related to the concerned showrooms also as well. And the another application point of this hydraulic indeed to lift the vehicles or automobiles is in the parking system. Upon the application of a force or pressure and the application transfers the pressurized fluid indeed to lift this particular channel to a particular elevation level. So if the parking at an ground surface has been finished at level, then it will be shifted directly without transferring from a line of channel to directly to a particular elevation level. Hence, the force that has been applied imparts the pressure depending upon its area that has been having an interlinkage for transferring the imparted force conversion with respect to pressure and lifting the vehicle as a part. This is the situation. As per the displacement or upon the application of the force, the displacement of a force that imparts the pressure in the fluid, which causes the movement S2 because of the circumferential area difference, will be having a lifting of the automobiles to a certain elevation level. So depending upon the quantity or volume, will be utilizing the transmission or shifting or lifting conditions of vehicles. Nominally, indeed to commence the actuating system, the motor has been utilized for pumping the fluid with an greater pressure. There is the directional control valve which allows the fluid to pass in this direction, and hence the piston movement will be in a retraction stroke, and the already existing fluid will be flowing back to the oil reservoir or oil tank again. So the passage which creates the high pressure fluids is indicated with respect to an red color indication, and the return movement of the fluid upon the movement of retraction stroke in the actuator clearly initiating with respect to the yellow color indication. So this is the nominal diagram, and the typical system of the diagram as we have been discussed in the circuit systems yesterday. The application of a lever plays a major role indeed to get the first position into the highlight source, which creates the forward stroke of the or forward movement of the actuator. While it has been released, the nominal motion will be coming into the force, and simultaneously for the third position need to be highlighted, and again the lever operation system will be existing, and upon that the third position creates the return stroke of the system. And in this different typical kind of systems, and the metering in characterizations and metering out characterizations of the systems also have been discussed in the previous class. There is a basic structure of an hydraulic drive that has been utilized indeed to actuate the different kinds of elements or end systems utilized in an action of movement to create the action or movement either in a linear format or rotating format or in swinging format in a controlled manner. So initially, in the case of hydraulics, we are being utilizing this pump, motor fluids, oil reservoirs, pressure relief valves, filtering of the fluid which is being entering into the circuit or out from the circuit, and indeed to create a controlled strategy of movement, the necessary directional control valves which guides the flow of pressurized fluid and with a particular flow rate as per the working conditions. Finally, in the end actuators that which causes the movement, will be in working condition in a controlled way as per the alignments that has been guiding with respect to the control elements. Coming to the fluid power applications, we're having different points over here that creates the stationary hydraulics. So stationary hydraulics clearly specifies that it remains firmly fixed in one position. So stationary, or that is nothing but then static, stationary, static. It will not have any further motion even in the uniform motion also, because it is in zero motion. It is in static position until and unless it has been shifted by an externally applied force from one place to the another place. Dynamic, we all aware of this dynamic, that it is randomly moving with an initial velocity and maintaining and incrementing in the velocity, and finally reaching to a destination point with respect to final velocity. But in the case of the stationary hydraulics, there are different statistics in the case of this fluid power application. We'll be taking in detail. The machine tools and the transfer lines. So here the machine tools. Machine tools in the sense working environment that is being creating either in linear movement or swinging motions. So swinging motion in the sense we can utilize the saw that is having a simple movement of swinging, that is forward and return to a minimal displacement, and even the transfer lines, that is as per the different directional ways of passage as per the route map given with respect to hose pipes that are connected to the DCV and to the inlet and to the output actuators. And next, then metal forming process. So when the fluid has been pressurized upon both upper jaw and lower jaw, and we need to compress or create the pressure conditions on any of the materials. The fluid has been pressurized and allowed indeed to form a pressing conditions. So here metal forming in the sense changing of its dimensions, and that metal can change completely its dimensional accuracies from one dimensions to another dimensions directly to the plasticity of range. So we all aware of this, that elasticity limit is nothing but when the pressure has been applied, it gets deforms, and when the pressure has been released, and it will be retaining its original shape. There is an elasticity concept. Application of this Hooke's law or Hooke's law concept is obeyed here, that the application of pressure is directly proportional to the deformation that is being creating in the case of objects. But in the case of plasticity range of dimensional changes in the sense, Hooke's law doesn't obey here. Upon the application of pressure or force, the material get deformed into a new shapes that are being existing upon outcome. There is metal forming process indeed to decrease the dimensions, and that creates an increasing in the length of the material. The plastic machinery such as injection molding machines also, the fluid power application plays a major role for transferring the hot offensive of material that causes into the mold that occurs into the new shape that has been given in the mold or dye, prescribed dye that has been existing in the machinery. Like the rolling machines, and the rolling machines also, the rollers are maintained the deviation with respect to a particular gap, and the material that has been utilized for driving from one side and it has been achieved with a continuous flow by decreasing its diameter, and that creates an incrementing in the case of this length towards the another section. And the lifts, so different kinds of lifts that are being utilized for extending the hydraulic actuator to a certain elevation levels, and normally in different food processing machineries need to transfer the filled out packets to another channel for finishing or packing, and the packing to the labeling, I think with the conveyor belt system, which transmits the work from one segment to the another segment, and it has been utilizing for further requirements. And the automatic handling equipments and robots also as well. With respect to the closed loop control system, automatic here clearly specifies that it is being operating with respect to the closed loop control system. And automatic handling equipment that is being utilized in the case of robotics for different applications, whether it's for picking up of some of the materials or loading and unloading conditions, changing of the tools, machinery equipments transformations, materials transfer, etc. in conditions. In the case of mobile hydraulics, moving on wheels and or the tracks and different automobiles, tractors for lifting the loaded situations to unload conditions, and in the airplanes for closing and opening of the doors or sliding of the panes and landing conditions of the gears, etc. And missile landings, boats, etc. Construction machinery, indeed to transfer the material from ground floor to the certain elevation level, tippers, excavators, lifting conditions, conveying devices, as you haven't discussed just now, and even in different agricultural applications. In the present days technology, this hydraulic systems plays a major role for commencement of different kinds of tasks. That is nothing but the planting, ploughing, planting, and spraying of the different kinds of pests or fertilizers in the fields, and even reviewing of the crop after getting the crop in imperfect conditions. That is nothing but output range, grains, removing of the grains, and in n number of machineries we're replacing the hydraulic machineries. We'll be having a glance and the case of working at different levels upon utilizing these hydraulic and even the pneumatic systems. In the case of the automation, automated transfer lines and robotics, we are being utilizing is hydraulics and pneumatics. In the case of these automobiles, the power steering, power brakes, suspension systems, So suspension systems, nothing but the dashboard. It is suspension creates in the damping situations of this spring and dampers arranged within dead weights, which allows a nominal or suddenly observing loads at different uneven conditions. In the case of this aviation, landing wheels in aircraft, helicopters, and aircraft trolleys, luggage loading and unloading conditions, servicing points, and some of the flight simulators. That is nothing but opening of the door, closing of the door, locks, different kinds of locks, and gear landings, and even the impeller monitorings, etc. In the case of this construction or industrial equipment, for metering and mixing the concrete trusses at an prescribed composition levels. In the case of excavators, at different intermittent transformations of the material from one place to another place, and straightforwardly at an different elevation strategies will be utilizing the lifts and in the bucket loaders, road cleaners, road maintenance vehicles, tippers, etc. will be utilizing this cylinder and piston arrangement, which is operated with respect to an hydraulic actuation system. In the case of defense, we'll be looking in the missile launching systems, navigation controls. In the case of this entertainment, amusement park entertainment rides such as the roller coasters. In the fabrication industry, hand tools such as the pneumatic drills, grinders, borers, and again the nut runners, riveting machines upon fixation and even for loosening conditions. Generally, we'll be utilizing in this in our mechanic sheds also, that for opening of or loosening of the nuts and tightening of the nuts. We'll be utilizing this hydraulic and even the pneumatic operated conditions, hand operated tools. In the food and beverage systems, almost all the types of food processing equipment will be utilizing, and even for wrapping, bottling. And the foundry conditions, full and semi-automatic molding machines, and some of the tilting of some of the machineries or equipment at different angular specifications. And in the pressing tools, printing industries for feeding the paper and for packing. And the robot, different kinds of robots for actuations at different levels. Either it may be of linear constraints, that is extension and contraction modes, or else rotational strategies, or else in the revoluting strategies also. So in the 6 degrees of freedom that is being considered in the case of robotics, we'll be utilizing these hydraulics strategy. In ships, stabilizing the systems, loading and unloading conditions, gyroscopic instruments, some of the lifters, subsea inspection equipments will be utilizing this hydraulic as well as the pneumatic systems. In the textiles fields, tensioning devices and different trolleys, process controllers, lifting of the jacks, lifting of high weights, transferring of these scrap material, collecting of the scrap material and transferring to unprescribed zones of the scrap materials. And in the submarine sessions, there is under sea level submarines, marine drives, and the controlling of the ship's movement or even the displacement of the ship. In the case of woodworking, also it plays a major important role for tree shares, feeding, clamping, and saw operations. That is, slight movements for cutting the branches of the tree, and even for handling of the huge logs, etc. So coming to the major point, till now we have been seeing the different applications that are being done in the case of this hydraulic machinery operations. But nominally, in the case of this hydraulic, different kinds of fluids are being utilized based upon the different viscous levels variation. So mostly, what are the different types of oils that has been utilized, and depending upon its strategies on what ratio of percentage level will be utilizing, will be having a detailed look. So hydraulic in the sense we all know that fluids, and here nominally will be utilizing this water also in some of the conditions where a large pressure that is not required and where the lubrication is not all required. Generally, we'll be considering in the case of open loop systems. So by utilizing this water, we'll be utilizing only 3% in the application point of view, and a maximum 75% of mineral oils will be utilizing, and non-inflammable fluids 9%, biologically degradable fluids of 13%, electro-rheological fluids, which is utilized for the commencement of these actions in the case of hydraulic systems. Generally, these electro-rheological fluids are in survey point itself that are being developing, and we'll be calling it as an futuristic application, or else the forecasting application. Initially, looking after with respect to the utilization of water being utilized for different hydraulic applications. It is nothing but clear water, which is having the ion content of a 4%, have to be utilized for the different driving factors. And water with additives. So adding some of the edible solutions or indelible solutions. And the oldest fluid, but nowadays there is an renaissance, nothing but hard water is nothing but hard water, which is having the less constraint of the focused ion strategy, and we'll be calling that increasing or stability maintaining of resonance, nothing but we'll be calling a distillation process. Distilled water, such as the pure kind of water. These are being utilized where there is an explosion or fire danger or hygienic problems are taking place. Naturally, in food and pharmaceutical industry, textile industry, and mining industry, where then working environment is being taking place at an high temperature levels rather than the normal atmospheric range of conditions. By utilization of this water, that is, we'll be looking after the advantages. There's no any environmental pollution because water is an basic source, one of the resource for us to utilize in our daily life. There's no any disposal required for it, its maintenance. Even it is very much cheap in availability. No fire or explosion dangers or caused in the case of this utilization of water as an hydraulic offense. Available in any of the place, four times larger heat conduction coefficient is existing than the mineral oils, two times higher compression module than the mineral oils. We are aware that the fluids are incompressible, but viscosity does not depend upon this strongly on temperature. When the temperature has been increased, either in the case of this mineral oils or else in the case of this water, nominally the temperature reduces in condition. When the temperature is being increasing in strategy for the fluids, its viscosity levels will be getting varied because the bonding between one molecule to another molecule will be getting bifurcated, and hence furtherly doesn't supports for imparting the highest pressure. When the bonding between one molecule to another molecule of an liquids are being taking place, then only the fluid power, nothing but impartation of this pressure will be taking place. Coming to an disadvantages is a bad lubricant characteristics because it is a mixture of hydrogen, H2O, nominally the water formulation. There's a bad lubricant, doesn't have the viscosity, having the lowest in hydraulic strategy. And there is a proper in the problem in the case of sealing, and leads to the combination of this oxidation process with respect to an hydrogen creates the corrosion. It causes danger for the movement, causing movement of the actuators, movement in the actuators. Cavitation dangers are existing because there is a high vapor pressure. Limited temperature intervals in applicability. Nothing but when it is being decreasing in the seasonal variations of temperature globally maintaining, there is an decrementing in the case of the operating temperature also normally leads to freezing, and if the in the summer season directly it will be moving on to an evaporating stage, and in the winter seasons normally it leads to freezing conditions. So when it is being exposed to the climatic conditions, the variations are being existing. Hence, some of the consequences that requires the low tolerances and very good materials such as plastics, ceramics, which are non-reactant with respect to the water, have to be utilized, such as the stainless steel, plastics, ceramics, some of the polymers, etc. And these are very much expensive. So these all are some of the disadvantages creating if you have been utilizing this water. When you have been utilizing these mineral oils, these are nothing but without additives and with additives. In conventional, we'll be utilizing this in the stationary hydraulics. Always the mixture of different oils, often with additives, nothing but decreasing in the corrosion, increasing in the life duration, improving the temperature dependence of viscosity, improving the particle transport also. So these are the additional benefits that are being achieved rather than the water. Coming to the advantages category on utilization of these mineral oils as an hydraulic element for driving factors in the systems. These have a good lubrication strategy without causing any corrosion, and even these are corrosion resistant, we'll call in general, having high viscous when compared to conditions, and this relates to the good sealing and even bad losses. There's minute the losses, and these are also available cheaply with a slight incrementing in the economical factor when compared to the water. Coming to the point of disadvantages, these are very much inflammable and they create some of the pollution. Nothing but, for example, if you have been considered for driving or creating motion on our automobiles, utilizing the petrol and diesel, and upon utilization, the pollution causes to the environment. Those are some of the disadvantages where it will be overcome with respect to water and not non-inflammable fluids. So these also contains the water as one strategy at one strategy, and without containing of water, it is another strategy. So it remains in aeroplane production systems, that is casting. Casting conditions also can be utilized, and in the rolling process, where there is a explosion and fire dangers are occurring, we'll be utilizing these constants. And some of the water oil emulsions, oil synthetic or the water-free synthetic liquids will be utilizing. And the major, these are some of the advantages that leads to non-lightening in conditions or not inflammable. Inflammable in the sense non-reaction basis of situations will be happened, but it leads to some of the disadvantages. We're having some of the limitations in operations, such as having the high density, high losses, more inclination to cavitation, limited operational temperature, that is, which is operated towards a maximum of 55 degrees centigrade, and not utilized for the lubrication process. Maximum load cannot be tolerated, etc. Or some of the disadvantages existing in the case of non-fluids, non-flammable fluids. In the case of this biologically degradable fluids, which are operated in natural in situation or else can be produced in the synthetic characterizations, that is environmental protection, water protection, agricultural machines, and agricultural machines will be utilizing the mobile hydraulic system that is moving, and dynamic situations also will be utilizing. And these are very much similar with respect to the mineral oils, which are expensive in nature. Coming to the basic comparison between this hydraulic and pneumatic systems. In the case of this hydraulic system, it employs a pressurized liquid as fluid. In the case of pneumatic system, compressed gas, usually air, as a fluid. An oil hydraulic system operates at a pressure of 700 bar, but in the pneumatic system, it limits only up to 5 to 10 bar of pressure. In the case of hydraulics, it is designed as a closed loop system, but in the pneumatic, it is open loop system because outlet will be released towards the explosion. If at all it is maintained in the closed loop condition, temperature characteristics will be very much high and leads to an explosion conditions. In a hydraulic system, the system slows down when the leakage occurs. And in the case of this pneumatic system, leakage does not affect the system much. Valve operations are very much difficult in the case of this hydraulic system But in the case of pneumatic system, these valve operations are very much easy. Hydraulic systems are very much weight in condition, but pneumatic are very much low because it is a low density. Pumps are utilized to provide pressurized liquids, but here the compressors are utilized to provide the compressed gases. And in the case of this hydraulic system, automatic lubrication is provided because utilizing the oils as an driving factors. But in the case of this pneumatic system, we have to utilize the lubrications as a separate arrangement. As we have been discussed in this class, that FRL unit, filtration, lubrication, and regulation unit need to be exist in the case of this pneumatic system. Those are the nominal differences that are being existing between the hydraulic and pneumatic systems. But considering in the case of different power systems, we already discussed that we are having four modes of transformations that are existing. There is mechanical, electrical, hydraulic, and pneumatic. Coming to an input energy source, these IC engines, electrical motors, and water and gas turbines normally will be utilizing in different characterizations. But as for the property, energy transferring element in mechanical is levers, gears, but electrical, that is cables, pipes, and hoses in the case of hydraulics and pneumatic strategies. Energy carriers, that is rigid and elastic objects, flow of electrons, and in the pneumatic it is air, in the hydraulic that is a different kinds of fluids. Power to weight ratio, power to weight ratio will be variable in the case of mechanical, electrical, pneumatic, and hydraulic. So these are torque, stiffness, response, speed as per operation, relative cost, control, motion type, etc. are being utilized for different categorizations as per the requirement. So these are the basic differences and applications of different hydraulics and pneumatics in our regular fields. Thank you.